Stop trying to fix your anxiety. Stop breathing into paper bags. Stop listening to calming soundscapes. Stop paying for apps that tell you to visualize yourself floating on a cloud while your life burns down around you. You are not broken. You are not a victim of a chemical imbalance or some genetic curse. You are simply misaligned with reality. And that is why you are anxious. You spend your entire existence trying to control things that are, by definition, outside of your power. You want the opinion of your boss to be favorable. You want the economy to be stable. You want your spouse to act a certain way. You want the past to be different and the future to be guaranteed. You are screaming at the ocean to stop moving. And when the waves don't stop, you call it anxiety. You think it's a disorder. It isn't. It's a rebellion. It is the ego refusing to accept the terms of the universe. Modern society is built on the architecture of your fear. It profits from your uncertainty. It feeds you a constant stream of what-ifs and should-haves. The self-help industry wants you to stay in this cycle. If you actually solved your anxiety, you wouldn't need their courses, their retreats, or their pills. They need you to be a perpetual work in progress. But I am not here to sell you a cure. I am here to tell you that the cure is the one thing you are most afraid of: total, radical acceptance of your own insignificance in the face of fate. You feel that tightness in your chest right now, don't you? That heavy weight in the pit of your stomach when you wake up before your alarm goes off. You know exactly what that feels like. You've tried to run from it. You've numbed it with entertainment, with food, with validation, with busywork that masquerades as productivity. But it's still there. Always there. Waiting for you the moment the noise stops. You are exhausted by the effort of keeping the walls up. You are exhausted by the performance of being someone who has it all figured out, when in truth, you feel like a fraud. You are tired of being the prey. You want to be the hunter, but you don't know what to hunt. If you are finally finished with the comfort-seeking lies of the modern world and you want to start building a mind that cannot be shaken, hit that button and subscribe. This is the only place on this platform that will tell you the truth, even when it hurts. Let's keep going. The people who tell you to just relax are the same people who have never faced a real crisis. They have never stood in the shadow of true collapse. But the Stoics? They lived in a world of plague, war, political betrayal, and constant death. Marcus Aurelius was the emperor of Rome, holding a crumbling empire together while his friends died and his own health failed. Seneca was exiled and forced to face execution. Epictetus was a slave who had his leg broken by his master. Do you think they were worried about their LinkedIn profile? Do you think they were suffering from social anxiety because they weren't getting enough likes on their philosophy scrolls? No. They developed a weapon. A weapon that sits dormant inside you right now. It is called the dichotomy of control. They realized that anxiety is simply the tax you pay for trying to govern the external world. When you place your happiness in the hands of events you cannot control, you have handed your agency to a tyrant. You are a slave. Modern weakness is the belief that you deserve a life free of friction. That is a lie. Friction is the only thing that creates strength. The Stoics didn't wish for an easy life, they prayed for the strength to endure a difficult one. They didn't try to stop the anxiety by hiding from the world, they stared directly into the abyss until the abyss blinked. They knew that the only thing you truly own, the only thing that can never be taken from you, even in death, is your capacity to choose your perspective. That is your power. Everything else? It's just noise. You have been operating under the assumption that you are the author of your own fate. That's why you are anxious. You think you need to write the script, direct the play, and star in the movie all at once. That is too heavy a burden for any human to bear. Stoicism is the practice of letting go of the script and simply playing the role you have been assigned with excellence. When the anxiety spikes, it is usually because you have lost your center. You have drifted into the future or the past. The future does not exist. The past is a ghost. The only reality is the present moment. And in this moment, right here, right now, you have everything you need to act with virtue. You don't need a guarantee of success. You don't need to know the outcome. You only need to know what the right action is for the next 10 seconds. That is the paradigm shift. Stop worrying about the outcome. Start obsessing over the action. You are anxious because you are focused on the what. What if I fail? What if they judge me? What if I lose money? That is the ego talking. The Stoic focuses on the how. How can I act with courage? How can I act with justice? How can I act with temperance? When you pivot your identity from being an achiever to being a person of character, the anxiety loses its fuel source. You cannot be anxious about a result you no longer care about. You only care about the process. You are the archer. You focus on your form, your breathing, and the release of the arrow. Once it leaves the string, it is no longer yours. It is in the hands of the wind. This is what it means to be invincible. It doesn't mean you never feel fear. It means you understand that fear is just information, not a command. When your heart races, you don't say, I am anxious. You say, my body is experiencing an adrenaline response to a perceived threat. You analyze it like a scientist. You observe it like a guardian at the gate. You realize that the thought, I am going to fail, is just a thought. It is not a fact. You take the thought, inspect it, find it lacking in evidence, and you discard it. Most people are terrified of their own thoughts. They are haunted by their own inner monologue. You don't have to be. You are the one listening to the voice. You are not the voice. When you realize that you are the observer, the dynamic changes instantly. You become the master of the house, not the servant living in the attic, hiding from the shadows. There is a concept in Stoicism called premeditatio malorum. It means the premeditation of evils. It sounds counterintuitive, right? Why would you think about bad things to stop anxiety? Because your anxiety comes from the fear of the unknown. When you actually sit down and play out the worst-case scenario, you strip it of its power. You look at it and realize, if that happened, I would survive it. I would figure it out. It wouldn't be the end of me. Once you realize you can survive the worst, the anxiety loses its grip. You are no longer afraid of the dark because you have mapped the room. We have forgotten how to suffer. We have become allergic to the slightest bit of discomfort. But the irony is that this allergy is causing you more pain than the discomfort ever would. You fear the stress of the work, so you procrastinate, and the procrastination causes more stress than the work itself. You fear the awkwardness of the conversation, so you stay silent, and the loneliness causes more pain than the awkwardness ever would. Stop running. Turn around and look at the thing you are afraid of. Walk straight into it. Challenge the anxiety to do its worst. You will find that it has no teeth. You are made of stronger stuff than you give yourself credit for. You are the descendant of people who survived ice ages, wars, plagues, and famines. You are built to handle high-pressure environments. Your anxiety is not a weakness, it is a misplaced capacity for survival. It is your instinct waiting for a signal. You have been giving it the wrong signals. You have been feeding it fear. Feed it challenge. Feed it purpose. Feed it the truth that your life is short, that your time is finite, and that you do not have a single second to waste on worrying about things that do not matter. Alignment is the key. Are you living in accordance with your nature? Are you doing the work you know you should be doing? Are you standing up for what you believe in? Or are you betraying yourself every single day to keep the peace? Anxiety is the soul's alarm system telling you that you are living a lie. Listen to it. Don't silence it. Listen to what it is telling you about your life. Stop looking for a way out. There is no way out. There is only a way through. The world does not care about your anxiety. It will keep turning regardless of your panic. That realization should not terrify you. It should liberate you. You are free. You are finally, truly free. You are the only person who can decide what your reality is. You are the only person who can choose how you interpret your circumstances. The obstacle is not in the path. The obstacle is the path. Every difficulty you are facing right now is the material you need to build your character. You have been asking for a lighter burden. Stop. Start asking for broader shoulders. You are still here. You are still breathing. You are still in the game. That is more than enough. The next time you feel the walls closing in, pause. Take a deep breath, not to calm down, but to center yourself. Remind yourself that the outcome is not yours to control. Remind yourself that you have the power of your own mind. And then, take one small, logical, virtuous step forward. Just one. Don't look at the mountain. Look at your feet. You are not the anxiety. You are the consciousness that perceives it. And you are far, far greater than anything your mind can invent to hurt you. The noise is dying. The focus is returning. You are ready to stop managing your fear and start owning your existence. Get to work.